Good evening, everyone. I'm Dwayne Hanson. I'm going to be doing a little video tonight. I want to welcome everyone. I'm going to be doing a little video pretty much for the new people into RVing and buying their new Terra trailers. And of course, everyone is welcome here with whatever trailer or RVs you have. But I had done a PDF file and a list of kind of what we have, and it's the general items needed to take off on a trip. So that PDF file is in the Terra group files. You can print that out, and I'm going to be going through that list, and I pretty much have a part number for everything as well. So um, we can start off. Again, I want to welcome everybody. This video will stay up on the Terra page, so you can refer to it as many times as you need. So the first thing I wanted to start out with, we're going to go through the power requirements. Now, we had a Soul Dawn, which we sold, and with that, it's a 30 amp trailer. It runs on a 30 amp circuit, the air conditioning, microwave, and all of that. So no matter what trailer you have, no matter what you do, you need to have surge protection. You need to protect all your circuitry in that trailer. There's a lot of different surge protectors out there. There's crazy stuff with Bluetooth and all these different apps and all of that. At being an electrician, a show electrician, and doing power and owning a lighting and sound company, I go with the basic rock solid items. And basic rock solid items for me are things like this. And this is the Southwire 44380. And this is just a 30 amp standard surge RV surge protector. And it will show you if there is ground faults. It'll show you if they have their hot and their common backwards. And I've found that in several RV parks now. The park actually let me fix their box, but their box where polarity was totally backwards. They had the hot and the common backwards. And of course, this thing protected us, and the lights came on and showed me we had a total fault and protected our trailer. So there you have it. This is, I think, like $105 to $130, depending where you buy this. So again, don't plug your trailer in, even at home, without one of these. And we're going to go through each item, including adapters and all of that. But make sure you have a surge protector. This one is outside. We had our Dawn on the side of the house, plugged in, rain, freezing cold. You can leave this out in the weather. It does have a cover that covers your connection for your cable to your trailer. So this is a pretty cool deal. And it was inexpensive, and it's a good name brand. So there you go. This is the Southwire 44380 30 amp surge protector. Awesome, and a great buy. So, and again, I have a huge box of stuff here. So you're gonna see me switching cameras and picking up stuff. Next, we're gonna be going to your actual your 30 amp cable. So with the Terra, I'm doing something a little different because it is long. With the Dawn, placing it, we would sometimes want to place it far away from the box. I was always good with 25 feet. That's what we bought when we bought the trailer, was just a 25-foot cable. So this is the Camco 55524, the power grip, and it does have a nice grip you can grab onto. This is the lock ring, of course. I gotta figure which camera I'm going to here. Here we go. So this has the lock ring for your trailer to lock in the trailer. It is a 3-pin 30 amp twist. This is nice because it comes with a Velcro cable tie and a handle. So this is a 25-foot Camco 30 amp RV shore power cable. Again, this is the Camco 55524. It's on my PDF list. All these items are on the PDF list, except for a couple of exceptions I am going to give you. So moving on. Again, I said I bought a 25, thinking of where that power connection is on the Terra. I bought another 25, and this is the Power Grip Camco. This is just a straight up 25 foot, 30 amp male to 30 amp female, 551 91 25 foot extension. And depending on where you place your trailer and how far your shore power is, you may or may not need this. I got it, and I'm going to be glad I had it. I'm sure at many, many points you would be too. The deal with 50 feet is 50 feet's a lot of cable to roll up. You're going to find this out if you've never done it and it's cold. In the summer, your cables and your hoses are awesome. They roll right up. But in the wintertime, they're ice cold and they don't roll. Yeah, it's great if you're using a lot of juice in the wintertime and they're warm. Great. But in the wintertime, when they're cold, man, they're a pain in the behind. So you use only what you need to use, and you don't want a big, huge pile of cables outside your trailer, even though it's on the non-camping side, the business side. You just don't need all that stuff out there in your way if you have an emergency or something in the night. You need to go to the panel and throw a breaker or something for your if you're at a RV park or a venue or whatever. So, anyways, that's a 25 foot extension. I am so happy that I have two 25s. I'm stoked. So, next on my list is going to be your adapters. Almost everywhere you go, pretty much is 50 and 30 amps. So you pull into your RV park, you back in, and you've got your sewer outlet and your water outlet and your panel. Most of your panels are to code, 2, 3, 4 feet off the ground, depending on which state you're in, where you're at. Most of them do have a 30 and 50 amp. Some parks are 50 amp only. Some parks are, let me grab my extension. Some parks have just 30 amp only, and you're just going to plug in your standard 30 amp shore power and be fine. If not, you're going to get, this is actually just the Park Power standard 50 amp. So this is 50 amp to 30 amp, and this is just a big adapter. And I got the Park Power because it had this same handle that you can grab onto, and when you're pulling these apart, it's pretty awesome. So this is the Park Power. I don't have the part number for this because it was just a Park Power 30 to 50 amp. Actually, this is an LL95531. Any of the 50 to 30 amp RV dog bones or adapters will work. There's a lot of different ones. I'm going to show at the end. I'm going to show a bunch of different adapters. So this is your 50 to 30. Next is my Park Power, and this is my 30 to Edison 20 amps. This is actually a 20 amp one. This is so you can go from your shore power of your trailer right to your generator. Let me get rid of this little guy. This is so you can go right from your generator or your home right to your shore power. So you can go, right into your surge protector. I go right into my surge protector with this at home. I have an actual 30 amp circuit I've put in my home into a 20 amp Edison. So when people are talking and say Edison, this is your standard 3 outlet home. Blade is an Edison type connector. So anyways, I go right into my surge protector from my home right to the trailer, and that's how we stay plugged in at home. So that's just a standard 20 amp, 15 or 20 amp Edison to 30 amp. A lot of these adapters actually Harbor Freight and also a lot of these adapters right here, all these different adapters. This is an Edison 230 amp. This is a 30 amp to female Edison. This is a female 30 amp to male Edison. These are all the ones that you can get right at, I believe these are the ones from Walmart. These ones are the ones from Walmart. So they're inexpensive. They're at Walmart. All your different little power converters, you can pick those up at Walmart or on Amazon. And sorry when you see my hand. Yeah, I'm doing all this switching myself. Susan's she's kind of a little tired. Long day at work for her. So that's pretty much our power. I went through all the adapters. Went through make sure you use your surge protector. Went through our dog bones. If you have a Harbor Freight has these great dog bones. They're about 12 inches long, and yeah, I'm in tight quarters here, everyone. Really, they're about 12 to 16 inches long. I believe they're $7.99. They're about $8, and they have the 30 amp to 15 amp. Either way, male or female, and they have those at Harbor Freight, and they're inexpensive. And they're pretty good quality. I have some of those as well. Moving on is on my list, the PDF file that's in our files on the Terra group, is going to be our sewer. Now, I'll go over the sewer parts first, and then there's a couple of people that have just going to be their first RV were asking about sewer, and I'm going to give my basic what we do to clean the tank and keep our tank crystal clear. And our tank and our Dawn, when we sold our Dawn, was crystal clear. So we'll go over that at the end. So first, I just want to go with our standard kit that we bought was the Camco 39744. And that kit, if you find that, and all this is online, Walmart, Camping World, Home Depot. This kit 39744 will come with two of the 10-foot hoses. So two 10-foot hoses. And then it comes with the 4-in-1. The 4-in-1, I gotta center my camera because it's just me here. It's the 4-in-1 elbow. And the reason they say it's 4-in-1 because of the way you go to an RV park, they will have threaded couplings on their sewer outlet. And if I can get this one off, this thing has cam locks on it, and you can screw this. If we can get in the shot, let me switch cameras. Dude, this is kind of fun. How come I can't get in my own shot? That's crazy. Oh, because it's over here. Hey, here it is. So this is 4-in-1. It's threaded. You can thread this into your coupling. Some are side outlet. Our Terra has two valves, like an Airstream, and one outlet. So that's pretty cool because we're just going to have one line. So you're not going to have to buy 40 feet of hose and have to try to stash it somewhere. We are going to have one outlet and two valves, a black water and a gray water. So you're just going to need one of these and however many hoses. This kit also comes with your male and female caps that go on either end of your hose. My bag of tricks. Let me give you a piece of advice. When you're cleaning this, and I'm going to go over the whole cleaning process as good as I can. Once you've cleaned this, totally clean this down into the sewer trap, into the sewer line. Make sure this thing is totally compressed flat, or you'll never get it in your sewer storage tube. You won't. And you need to make sure at least one end is open, because when you put these caps on with this O-ring, it becomes airtight and you won't be able to close it. So make sure you, when you flush this out, make sure you get out as much water as you can. Put on your one-sided cap, compress this, put on your other cap before you put it in your storage tube. So this kit, the Camco 39744, comes with two 10-foot hoses, the see-through elbow, which is always a thrill to watch, and the two sets of caps. I carry one more 10-footer for 30 feet, and we've had to use it. I mean, we've just positioned the trailer for the best view and sitting area, having room at the end of the trailer. Now we have a much longer trailer. I'm sure I'll be using that 30 feet. On the trailer end of everything, this is the famous Camco 39080 Rhino Blaster elbow, and this has the hookup for your orange hose when we get to that with a valve, and this is so you can kind of spray and backfill your tank. So this is what actually hooks onto your trailer. This will hook onto your trailer. This swivels, by the way, too. So when it's on your trailer, you can move this whole unit to angle out towards wherever your sewer connection is at your facility. You'll be hooking your orange flush line up to this, and when we go through that cleaning procedure, I'll fill you in on that. But again, this is a must. They also make one that has another gate valve on it, big gate valve. That's a lot. That's another item that gets full of poo, and this is more than enough. When we do the cleaning process, I'll show you how this gets all nice and crystally clean too, as well. The next thing is the Sidewinder sewer support for all your hoses. That's this. And you know, I got some great pictures. We're going to take a second to catch up because these just got uploaded. So here's the surge protector. So that's the surge guard south wire. Here's my Camco RV short power connections, dog's bones, cables. Next, here is that, I'm almost caught up already. Here's the Rhinoflex 39744. This is that kit, two hoses, caps, and the elbow. And then here is the Rhino Blaster elbow. And that is the 39080. The next thing is we are on the Sidewinder. So the Sidewinder, I have the 20-footer. I know I said 30 feet of hose. The 30-footer gets way out of hand. It's really long. I've even made 30 feet of hose the way you kind of crimp up your hose. This Sidewinder 20-footer with 30 feet of hose has worked great for me. So I found the Sidewinder works best. There's all kinds of different brands, but the Sidewinder is what I have been using. So the Sidewinder comes in this nice little holder. Please check that out online. And I'm switching pages. The next thing is going to be our hoses. Again, here's my hose picture. The orange hoses are, of course, your sewer hoses, your sewage clean out hoses. They are marked orange, so you know they're orange. In my bins, I keep all the sewer fittings and connections together. I got two 25s for my clean out. And that's basically for home. We are able at home to legally dump because we have a clean out, a threaded clean out, just like the parks, and at our house on the side of the house. So we are fortunate to be able to dump our sewage in our trailer at our house. So I have two 25s. Again, most of the time, you are able to get away with just a 25. But I am going to stick with having I'm going to stick with having the 225s for 50 feet. They're compact, and it's going to be really nice to have that if I need it. Before I jump forward to the freshwater, the only thing that's not in my list, and I'm going to give you the part number, I'm going to put up the picture for it, and that's going to be the Camco 40071, and that's the flexible swivel stick with a shutoff valve. What this does is when you're cleaning your tank, you can hook up your hose and actually go inside the RV, put your foot on the toilet flush valve, and this stick, you can watch the videos for that just on YouTube. This stick is actually a brass turbo spray fitting that spins around and flushes any solids, debris off of your sensors that are inside your black tank. Those sensors tell it, like electrical connection, how full you are. And if debris and matter gets on those, especially toilet paper getting hung up, it gives you false readings. So this is pretty much a must to have. We don't carry it with us all the time. If we're going to be gone for weeks at a time, we will carry it with us. But again, that's the Camco 40071. And that is the swivel stick. So a couple have asked about which we do for our tank. We only use one product, and that is the Happy Camper organic biodegradable tank treatment powder. Happy Camper is all we use. We don't use those foo-foo smelly powders because we have found and believe the people that have told us, RVers, boaters in our boats. We have used this for many, many, many years. We never get smells in our trailer. We've never had problems with that. If you keep a clean black tank to begin with, you're not going to have any smell. And that's just the way it is. The Happy Camper breaks down all your solids. The trick to the RV is to never, ever hook up your sewer line, open your valves, and just drain. You need to keep your valves closed and fill up your tank. You want to fill up your tank almost to full and then drain your tank. Even if you're in an RV park, we keep always about a half gallon of water in our black tank after we clean, or starting out with your new RV. Put in a half gallon of water, and your RV guy is going to tell you all kinds of things. I know it works, and I think everyone will agree. My basic principles are the basic principles that work. You're going to start out with a clean black tank, and the trick is to keep it that way for life. So we started out with what we do in our boat potty, and RVs just growing up. We started out with about a half gallon or a gallon in that tank with one scoop of the Happy Camper. We go camping, we fill that thing up. With the Dawn, we had the tote to drain into, or if you're in an RV park, fill it up. When you're at 3/4, that's when it's time to drain it. The point is, if you don't have to drain it and you're going between sites and you have half a tank or 3/4 of a tank and you're traveling, go to your next destination, break up those solids. Your tank is designed to travel that way. Your trailer should be able to carry that weight. I mean, your trailer was designed by InTech to carry that weight. Travel with your black tank half full. The maceration process of driving and breaking up your solids helps keep a good clean tank. You do not want to go to a park, plug in your sewer lines, and just open those valves, or you're going to get the dreaded poo pyramid. You're going to get the debris pyramid. As you use your toilet, you're going to flush, and the water's going to wash away, and all your solids are just going to make a mountain in the sit right under that toilet, and you're going to have a mess. And that's going to solidify, and it's just to break that free is almost impossible. So keep your valves closed, use your toilet. Before you leave, do your flush. That's where this comes into play. So with this hooked up and it's time to flush, I do my first drain. So I'm at an RV park. I'm 3/4 full. I'm half full. I pull the valves. Your gray tank. See, if you've been a Dawn or a Soul user, we had the combined black and gray. Everything was in one. Now your gray tank, pull that valve open. Let your gray go. That's just your shower, your sink in your bathroom, and your kitchen sink. That can go right down the sewer. So don't get me wrong there. And we're just talking your black tank. So that's where let your black tank fill up with your Rhino blaster elbow and your orange valve hooked up. And when we get to our, oh my gosh, it's gone. Hold on. Gotta make sure everything's still here. And then I'm gonna once again, I got to get to this, but I'll get to the water fittings. So with this Rhino blaster hooked up, I pull that valve, I let everything drain, and then I hit the turbo power of the hose. And what this does, man, it shoots a high jet, concentrated jet of water all the way through your pipes back into the tank. And I let that run for like 20 minutes. And believe it or not, this has enough pressure to create backflow and back pressure in your tank. In my Dawn, it was great because I could put probably 10, 15 gallons of water back into the tank with this, then flush, and you'd be amazed how much stuff. You do that 3 or 4 times, fill, close, then let it go. And then you open, let it go for 20 minutes, it'll fill. When you start seeing fluid coming down, close it, let it drain. Do that 3 or 4 times and you got a pretty good clean tank. Again, if you're going between parks, clean out at your next destination or stop at a RV dump station and clean there. When we're traveling and we're done at our last destination, we just drive home and we dump it home. We're fortunate. It's totally legal for us to do that because we have our clean out on our property. So it's totally legal. So that's what we do. The trick is just to keep that clean. Then when we get home, I always do a thorough clean. And that's again, even though I did it and it's crystal clean, I drive home with a couple of gallons of water in there splashing around. I come home and I do it again. And that's where I use that swivel stick and totally clean. When you're using the swivel stick, that has brass nozzles that kind of stick out around its little cover flange. Be careful you stay right in the middle because you hit something, you hear it, and it's loud. You don't want to hit your plastic tank or one of the tank sensors. So be sure you keep that right in the center. That's kind of my take on the black tank. The more time you take and care, on long trips, I even have no problem when I'm not in a hurry. We have a clean, empty orange, Home Depot bucket in the truck. I like to fill that with water, and that's when I do my gallon or 2 mix. You can also fill up a 5-gallon bucket and dump from the top into your toilet while you're rinsing back and forth. So that's my take. The more time you spend on that black tank, the cleaner it is, the sweeter the smell, because there is no smell. So that's pretty much it on the sewer. Next, we're going to go to freshwater. Here's my little gizmo that I made. This is a standard 3/4 hose Y. I'm going to take it apart here so you can see what I got. This is a standard 3/4 brass hose Y. I have two standard 3/4 inch hose bib. They have lock screws on them. These are backflow preventers. Gotta have those. I have one on each outlet of my hose Y. This is my Camco. How did I get up so far? Let me make sure I'm good. Kind of jumped forward. I'm going to start here though. So anyways, this is my hose Y, and this is where I start. So my 2 backflow preventers, and the key thing for your fresh water supply is this pressure regulator. If you go into an RV park and they have 65, 70 pounds of pressure, you're going to blow lines off in your trailer. You hit that, you hook up with your freshwater line, you hook up to that, man, the water hammer alone, boom, you're just popping those bands off that hold all your compression fittings on. So let's see where I started here. Let's go back to our list. Well, the first thing on the list, and we're going to get back to this hose Y. Sorry, I'm jumping around. I'm trying to do video and everything. The Camco 40043 is their water filter. This lasts for 6 months. I kind of opened it to show you. This is why I started with the hose Y. It comes with this adapter, flexible adapter, and we've used it so many times I cannot even tell you. This is where we end up using it. We've ended up using on this because our water supply for our service is so low to the ground. We've needed this, and then we've gone with our water filter right to the ground. So this is great to have. I actually have 3 of these. Every time you buy one of these water filters, you get another one. So it says this is great for 6 months. Susan and I use more water in our Nalgene's than a lot of people. We ended up changing it out because it's so cheap. Again, the Camco 40043 Taste Pure RV Marine Water Filter. It's so inexpensive. We ended up changing it out. We changed. We had our Dawn from December to what? For till November or the end of November, and I think we went through 3 of these. Anyways, I have 3 of those little flex adapters. We've had no problem. This works great. Totally awesome filter. So out of that filter, out of the RV park, we go into our hose Y. You don't need of course, I don't even want that. On our supply side for our orange, for our wastewater clean out, we want as much pressure as we can get. You're not going to hurt anything. So I do not use a pressure regulator there. Again, 2 check valves, pressure regulator to the freshwater side. I go into the Taste Pure water filter. I know I'm going a little backwards from the list. I go into the Taste Pure water filter because I don't want it hanging off of the trailer or anything. And then we go to our Camco. So there's a close-up of my hose Y, just so you guys got a picture of it as the pictures upload. Picture of the hose Y with the 2 check valves and my Camco pressure regulator. Here is the photo for the Camco Taste Pure water filter with its little flexible connector. And with those fittings, one other thing, guys, be sure to bring extra hose washers. Just have them in your repair kit or your RV toolbox. Because you're taking these things on and off, one of your hose washers could get stuck on the hose bib, and you get to your next location, all of a sudden you're leaking water everywhere, and you're robbing a hose washer off of something or trying to find one at the little RV, camp store. So that's pretty important right there, I would say. Next, then we go into our Camco. This is our Taste Pure white freshwater hose. This is a 22793, and this I do buy a 50-footer because we end up using it all around the trailer. So the 50-footer is great for that. It's worth a little extra effort to get it in its little tub, even when it's freezing cold, because we end up washing things and washing stuff when we're done camping all around the trailer. So 50 feet is always awesome. That's that. I went through the backflow preventers, the hose regulators. That's kind of the whole deal. Unfortunately, my chat on my computer, I do not know why this does not come up. Susan did say that we were live, but I do not have chat up I do not know why it's not showing on my laptop. So those are my standard items. My non-standard items, though, are my 15 amp standard. Oh, hey, look! I destroyed my camera. That's terrible. My non-standard items are my extension cords. I always carry these for inside the trailer. 3 for, this is just the standard 3 for 15 amp extension cords. I always carry 2 or 3 of those. That's what I'm doing. I keep hitting it with my box. I'm sorry, guys. I keep hitting it with my box. That's a terrible video. Gorilla Tape. Don't leave home without it. The Gorilla Tape. I never leave home without it. The other thing that I have is, of course, this is, I believe, a Camco fitting. When you're buying all your fittings, there's 90 degree and 45 degrees. We're not sure how our Terra is going to come out, but I have 90 degree and 45 degree hose swivels. You may want to get one of each because, again, we don't know what we get when we get to an RV park or a campsite. So you may want to get those. The other thing is, make sure what you got for all your propane devices. I actually have the propane inline valves. I actually have the propane adapters for my barbecue pit. And then I also have the propane adapter to fill my small 1 pound propane devices. You're going to find all these nifty little tricks and nifty little gadgets that you're going to get. I'm not sure how the Terra is going to work out for leveling. The other thing that I'm kind of waiting on, I want to see how the axles actually are, is I have standard wheel chocks, but I'm going to go with one of the tandem axle locks, and that's the device that actually is like a ratchet or a screw, Acme screw that actually has pucks that actually lock your tandems together. So I can, whenever we get a trailer, I can do some pictures, and of course I'll show what we got there. Unfortunately, I cannot see, and I'm using my iPhone as one camera and my iPad as the other. I cannot see the chat, so I apologize for that. And anyways, I think I've covered everything. Kind of sorry if it went kind of long-winded. I think we were only 40 minutes. But anyways, make some comments. I did have to do this by myself, switching the camera angles. So I hope I did everything okay. Anyways, post any comments. Everyone have a good evening. I know we are all waiting for a completed Terra video. I know the one RV company did the second video, and it actually shows a plastic cap, passenger side forward, just down from the nose. That is supposed to be another compartment on the passenger side nose area. Also, that video showed a table back by the passenger side rear compartment. It showed 2 locking tabs for a table to sit there, which would be great because I know we ordered the full kitchen, pull-out kitchen. So it'd be really nice to see. I did the post. Keith has been in contact. Right off the bat, they recommend for weight distribution and anti-sway, the Anderson products, and he did approve. Jeff Duncan had come up with the Camco R6. The R3 is too small for the Terra. If you have a Soul product, the R3 is another great product. Would totally be recommended. But Keith has approved that Camco R6 recurve. That is definitely what I'm going with. I wouldn't even look at an Anderson product for this trailer. It's not going to do what we needed to do. The auto engage disengage, if you haven't watched that video, that is the only hitch. I don't know what else I would use. So we're kind of waiting also on the solar pre-wire. Keith said he would let me know what the end result is. I think they're just figuring out a way that every trailer has a cap and 8-gauge wire from the roof to the battery. Because with where that window is placed on the passenger side and where the battery compartment is now, that would be a pain in the you-know-what to wire. You'd have to go through the nose cone, I would imagine. I don't know. Jeff Duncan and I had messaged back and forth on that. So anyways, I want everyone to be safe and have a Merry Christmas. Susan and I will be scuba diving for Christmas. Finally, it's a trip we've tried to take 3 or 4 times, and we're just going to do it. So anyways, everyone be safe. Comment. Let me know if there's anything Peter and I can do to make the group better. We are trying the membership. I can't believe how many people are joining. So with that, I'm thirsty. I talk too much. I'm going to drink my Diet Dr. Pepper. Everyone enjoy. Peace to all.